Okay, hello my dear students, class 10. Today you are going to have civics class, and today we are going to learn the first chapter from the civics, that is the power sharing. Okay, you know the power sharing, okay, what is the meaning of power also. So in democracy or in a democratic form of government, power is very important, and the power of the government or the power of the nation resides on the public's hand in the democracy. Okay, so in order to run a particular state in a stable manner, in a good manner, in a proper manner, in a efficient manner, power should be equally distributed. Okay, it should be distributed among the governments, among the social groups, among the different caste and creed, or what we call it, and so that every citizen, every individual of the country may enjoy the value of the democracy. Okay, so power sharing of power is one of the essence, okay, one of the spirit of democracy. So why to share a power? There are two reasons. Okay, number one is prudential reason. See, prudential reason means if the power is not shared, okay, if the power is not shared among the people, okay, if the people are not given the chance to share the power, there will be a conflict, okay, and then after it leads to the violence. Okay, and another reason we have moral reason. Okay, moral reason, power is the spirit of the democracy, so that's why power has to be shared. So relating doing the power sharing, we have done there is the two case studies of two countries. Okay, one is Belgium. Okay, so Belgium is one of the smallest European country. Okay, so its capital is Brussels. In Belgium we see three different linguistic communities are there. Okay, one group they speak Dutch. Okay, Dutch is their national language. Okay, and French speaking people are there and German speaking people are there. So, but on the linguistic based, the whole Belgium is divided into two parts. That is the northern part. It is called Flemish region. In the Flemish region, what we see is 59% of Dutch speaking people are there. Okay, in the northern. And the southern part, it is called Wallonia region. Wallonia region, we find 40% of the French speaking people are there. Okay, but in the capital city, you see there, Brussels. Okay, in Brussels, in the capital city, 80% French speaking people are there and only 20% Dutch speakers are there. Okay, so the conflict starts from there, because being in the capital city, only French people are there. French people are not their native people. Okay, they are natives. Main people are the Dutch people, but majority is the French people in the capital city. Okay, and the French people being in the majority in the capital city, they were enjoying a wealthy life. Okay, and they were enjoying all the wealthy lifestyle. Okay, and they were receiving a better economic benefits also. Okay, and the Dutch communities, though they were highest as compared to the country-wise, okay, they were highest speakers, but in the capital city they were minority. That's why the Dutch people were not enjoying the wealthy life and they were not having the benefits what French people were having. Okay, that's why there was a misunderstanding, or the conflict starts with the two communities, that is the Dutch and the French. And we also find in the southeastern side of Belgium, we see German speaking people, only 1%. Okay, and German speaking people were there. So see, there was a misunderstanding between especially the Dutch and the French, but what did the government did? The Belgian government. So the Belgian government was very smart. What he did? In order to solve the problems of the communities, two large communities, constitution was amended for 4 times, that is 1970 to 1933. Likewise, apart from central and the state government, another government was also formed, that is the community government. Community government, why it was formed? Each community, like the French community, Dutch community and the German community, they can form, okay, they have their own community government so that they can look after and solve the issues regarding the education, language and the culture, okay. And in the Belgium constitution, equal number of French communities and the equal number of Dutch, okay, speakers, okay, speaking people were prescribed. Equal number of representatives were prescribed in the central government of the Belgium. Okay, and in the Belgium, the state government was not subordinate. State government was independent and it has so many powers and it was not under dominance of the central government. Okay, so let's move to the Sri Lanka. So you know Sri Lanka is an island country. Okay, it is one of our neighbor also, and 2 crore people inhabit it. Okay, and there are, like in a country India, in Sri Lanka also there are so many ethnic groups, so many diversities there, so many diverse people speaking different languages. Okay, they reside there. Okay, and its capital, Sri Lanka's capital is Colombo. Yes. So in Sri Lanka we find 2 major languages, that is Sinhalas and the Tamil. Okay, the Sinhala speakers were in majority, that is 74%, and Sinhalas were the followers of the Buddhism. Okay, and the Tamil speakers 13% were there, and they were mostly Hindus and the Muslims. And Tamil speakers were divided into Indian Tamil also and native Tamil. Okay, and there were 7% Christian also in Sri Lanka. Okay, so though Sri Lanka got freedom in 1948, okay, and adopted the democracy form of government, okay, but due to the Sinhalas, majority of the Sinhala speakers, okay, they adopted the policy of majoritarianism. Okay, majoritarianism means when the one community has the majority, okay, they are able to rule a country in which way they want. Okay, majority has the power to do anything. They want to rule, they want to do anything in their country, and they do not undertake the interest of the other communities. Okay, that is disregarding the wishes and the needs of minorities. Okay, this way the Sinhalas emerge the dominant force in the political scenario in the Sri Lanka. Okay, so from there the problem started. What was the problem? So in 1956, Act was passed in Sri Lankan Constitution. Okay, and Sinhala's language was declared as the official language. Okay, and Tamil was declared as a non-official. Okay, and government employment opportunities and all the admissions in the universities, in the colleges, in the best colleges were kept only for the Sinhala speaking communities. Okay, so the constitution also adopted that they wanted to foster and they wanted to preach and they wanted to make the Buddhism their national religion. Okay, that's why the problem started there. So the impact on the Tamils, what happened? All these changes, constitutional changes, what was their impact? Sri Lanka Tamils felt like alienated. Okay, and they also felt that the political parties are just not giving any political rights, okay, equal rights to enjoy. And whatever the opportunities was there, it was like constitution was providing only the Sinhala speakers, and they were like the Tamil speaking people or the community were totally alienated. That's why the Tamilian people were very annoyed with the constitution and the government of the Sri Lanka. Oh, okay. So the Sri Lankan government also did not do anything. What was happening? What the changes was doing? It was they like the government was not at all smart. So what did the Tamil speaking people? What they started doing? In order to draw the attention of the Sri Lankan government, okay, they started launching the political parties. Okay. Okay, they insisted, okay, that Tamil language should be recognized as the official language, and the Tamil speaking community should be given equal opportunity in the government officials, okay, government job opportunity as well as the admission in the universities and in the college. There should be equal opportunity for them also. They demanded on that. They also demanded that eastern and the northeastern part of the area, so they demanded regional autonomy. Regional autonomy means a separate state. They started demanding the Tamil speaking people for only the Tamil speaking community. Okay, that is called Tamil Elam. Okay, but the government did not address their demand. Okay, so in order to fulfill their demands, what they started doing, the Tamil people, they started organizing or forming the radical organization. One of the example of radical organization is LLTE. LLTE means Liberation Tigers of the Tamil Elam. It was a military organization. What they started doing, they started directly they started going against the government and started using the force in order to get their demands fulfilled. Okay, because of the activities of the LLTE, there was so much of conflict between the communities, and ultimately that led to happen the civil war. Okay, so civil war started in Sri Lanka. So after the civil war, there was a death of thousands of people from both the communities. Okay, and social, economic and social culture, okay, all the okay, this thing was totally adversely affected. Okay, so another, okay, after having the case study of the Belgium and the Sri Lanka, we came to know that the power should be equally distributed among the different sections of the society or the community wise. Otherwise, if the power is not shared, if the people are not given the opportunities to share the powers, then there will be a chance of civil war like in Sri Lanka. Okay, and that ultimately led to the destructions of the economy, instability of the political instability, and ultimately led to the disruption in the government. Okay, so there are 4 forms of power sharing. There are 4 forms. Number 1 is power sharing among different organs of the government. So like in India, we have power is like shared among the different organs of the government. We have the 3 organs of the government, that is executive, legislative and the judiciary. Okay, and they independently enjoy their power. Okay, they do their part, and they also try to control each other, because if any organ of the government is misusing the power, then they tend to curtail it, otherwise stop them. Okay, like suppose executive appoints judges in the judiciary. Okay, suppose executive appoints the judges in the judiciary, and the judiciary can check the functioning of the laws, and laws is made by the legislature. This way, the 3 organs of the government, they are collaboratively or the collectively, they are working, and their power is equally distributed among them. So number 2, power sharing at different levels of the government. So we have the state government, like central government or the union government, the central government and the state government. Okay, and we have local governments also. So power is shared like this in a different levels. Okay, state government or the union government has their own powers, and then the state government has their own powers, this way. Okay, so this type of power sharing in the central government, then power sharing in the central or the union or the state or the local government. Okay, this kind of form of government is called the federation. Okay, federal division, okay, known as the federal division of the power. Okay, the Constitution of India also lays down the certain powers for local bodies such as municipality and the panchayat. So municipality in the town and the panchayat in the village also can share the powers. Okay, so power sharing among the different social groups. So in India we have so many social groups, so they can share the powers equally. Okay, and the power is shared among different communities, among like in the municipal corporation and the gram panchayats. Okay, and power is shared among the caste, among the different caste. Okay, like example, we have a reservation for the ST and the ST and the SC, all the backward classes. Why? So that the ST backward classes can also equally, they can become successful like the other caste. Okay, so another last one is the power sharing among the various political parties. So another form of power sharing is in central government. Okay, we have BJP. Let's take the example of present scenario. And in the state, in Sikkim, let's talk about Sikkim, we have SKM government. Okay, so in state we have a local government, and in the central we have a different government. So this kind, okay, this type of power sharing is called coalition form of government. Okay, so today I have completed the whole chapter on the first class only because your chapters are very like short. Okay, I think you have understood the case studies of the Belgium and the Sri Lanka. Okay, so overall what I want to say is power should be shared among all the communities among all the social groups, among all the caste and creed, okay, among all the different government, okay, and state wise, okay, and the like level wise, the like power should be shared equally, so that there should be like political stability in the country, so that every social groups, every caste, they enjoy the value of democracy. So power sharing, equal power sharing is one of the essence and one of the spirit of democracy. Okay, this much for today, and I've completed this chapter also. Hope you understand it.